How do everyone? How do? So here I am again. Here I am in Berlingo Base Camp, or Base Camp Berlingo, or Berlingo Camp, Camp Berlingo. Which one do you reckon? I'm starting to favour Camp Berlingo. That's the one but Berlingo Base Camp Berlingo. I've forgotten the other one, Camp Berlingo. Or Berlingo Camp. I don't like the last one. But what do you reckon? Let me know in the comments below which one you like the sound of the most, and I will adopt it perhaps, but I reckon Camp Berlingo sounds good. Anyway, so that's enough of that stuff. Yeah, I'm up here again. I was down at the South Coast last week. There should be a video coming through about that. It's going to be a long one. I did a load of walking, a load of everything down there. It's a camping pod job because it's a cheap deal, and the camping site that I went to, I don't think they would allow this. I think your vehicle needs to be a registered camper with fitted cupboards and things like that, or some stipulation. But it was the camping pod was so cheap, it was a no-brainer, and the actual walk-in was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, I'm trying to get another trip or two in before Christmas, because I'd like to get down to 14 stone by Christmas. It's an ambitious one, I have to say, because I'm 14.7, 14.8 at the moment. I tend to put a pound back on when I come back, but I'm going to set a target, see if I can get down to 14, and we'll take it from there, right, I'm just preparing a rum and ginger ale. Got some ice. I better use that up tonight. Ice is precious. Now this thermos, insulated flask, it's surprising how long ice will last in there. I'll keep it over by the back door. That's been in since this morning, and yeah, it's still hardly any melting been going on at all. So there we are. Cheap rum I got. I think the amount of effort I put into this stuff and the amount of stress to get to the place and all the rest of it, driving and all the rest of it these days. I'm sorry, I can't do without a drop of alcohol on a night time. It's just the way, I guess, us Gen Xers and previous generations dealt with stress and all the rest of it. But certainly if you've been out on a long, arduous walk and all the rest of it, come back to some sort of drink. I'm afraid meditation or that just doesn't do it for me. Meditation actually makes me angry because I'm too busy in the head, and they say, just get more and more angry the longer the meditation goes on. I've tried all that stuff. This works though. This works in moderation. In moderation. So yeah, whiskey, not whiskey, rum and ginger ale over ice. It's rather nice. Cheers, everyone. Oh, it's lovely that. I really do like that drink. Mrs. is, I've actually corrupted my missus. She loves that as well. That's not as quite as strong as that, but she's well into it as well. So it's been a bit of a find, that that drink. Anyway, so yeah, I'm back up in Mid Wales. I'm going to do a lot of walking next 2 days, and I don't mean a lot of walking. And then I've got hopefully one more trip lined up before Christmas as well. So it gives me 2 trips to just get that £7 or £8 off. I think it's not doable, to be honest. I suppose I could crash diet and starvation and all sorts of things, but they wouldn't be sustainable. This is a sustainable weight loss. So it'd be nice to get down to 14, but if I end up 14.2, 14.3 or even 14.5, when you think, oh, you've only lost a pound, you've only lost £2. But when you actually pick up a pound of something, say a pound bag of sugar or something, you think, here, hang on, that is a worthy weight loss. A lot of people have been saying, oh yeah, you look like you've lost a fair bit of weight. I've still got a fair old gut on me, but I have, and I feel 20 years younger than I did midsummer. 20. I feel about 35 again. So I cannot really express the benefits of walking enough. So there's no gym. There has been dietary changes, but not massive ones. I still eat well. But really it's been the walking that's done it. And I enjoy the walking, so that's something that's going to be sustainable. I say I'm back in Berlingo, Camp Berlingo. Let's call it that for tonight at least. And yeah, it's not a holiday. People say, oh, you're on holiday all the bloody time. On holiday again? Well, yeah. No, I make no apologies for this is not a holiday. This is accommodation for me to stay, literally, for a base camp for me to go up those hills. That's what it is. Yeah, I reckon that if I hadn't embarked, I think my body was telling me, if I hadn't embarked on this few months now of walking, pretty much, I reckon I'd have croaked. I reckon it'd been game over. I know I spoke to him a couple of times. This guy, about my height, not at all short bloke. Maybe he was a couple of stone heavier than me. Not to be honest, I doubt it. I doubt it. But he was always very red in the face, and apparently he was a really big drinker. Anyway, 54 years old, younger than me. Dead. Don't know why, but I got a feeling it was fairly sudden, so you can put two and two together. It was most likely a heart attack, I would have thought. And I reckon I was well on the way to that. I felt bloody awful. I'd done a fair bit of walking up to about Easter. Then I stopped doing that because I don't like going out in the peak periods. So once I got to Easter holidays, then I got into some projects at home and lapsed. So I really felt bloated, ill. I don't know. You could just tell something not right. I think I started to get back into trying to do something about it with the Golden Cap trip. Then I went on the week-long glamping trip a bit further up in mid-Wales. Both excellent trips, but you couldn't do that all the time because it's too damn expensive. We eat and I suppose you could say drink well, but we lead very simple lives. We're not extravagant. We haven't got a massive income, but by not getting involved in a lot of debt, luckily, and all the rest of it, it does allow me to get away on the cheap quite often. So that's exactly what I'm doing. This isn't a holiday. This isn't a holiday accommodation. It ain't bad, mine, is it? My missus watched one of these vlogs and said, "Oh, you seem to have rather too good a time, I think." It's all right, isn't it? Anyway, it's not a place I would probably want to stay in a holiday, but this isn't a holiday. This is walking. This is to lose weight, to regain fitness. Fitness I'm pleased with. The coast where I came from last week is difficult terrain to walk, and I found it okay. So there we are, but I'm still too big around the belly. I want to get down to 13.5 stone, which I think is about 85 kilos. That's my target weight. You know your own body, and I know that I'm pretty good. I think if I was to look up my height on a chart, it would say I'd be 10 stone is rubbish, absolute rubbish. I got ill back in about, I picked up a terrible bug back in about 2006 it was. And I dropped down to 10.5 stone. And I looked bloody awful. I looked like I'd already died. I looked bloody awful thin. I looked weak as a kitten. Oh my God, thin as... Oh, terrible. I looked bloody awful. Some people you just know your own body, and I know that if I'm 13 stone, 13.5 stone, 12.5 stone, 13 stone, 13.5, no more, no less, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. As long as I'm doing either, I used to be a lot of manual work. If I was 13.5 stone and not doing either exercise through walking or manual work, then I'd be too fat. But because manual work and walking, you do build up a fair bit of muscle mass. 13.5 stone is pretty good, but if you had no muscle mass and 13.5 stone, that'd be pretty bad for me. But I know as long as I keep walking, as long as I keep fairly active, then 13.5 stones about right, about 85 kilos. So that's the target. I'm hoping to get down to 14 by Christmas. I don't think I will. Probably, it'd be nice if I got down to 14.2, 14.3. But there we are. But say the sort of what's happening is my legs in particular are noticeably far more muscular and really quite shapely comparing what they used to be. Sort of where I was at back in pre-2015, before I was sort of forced to cut back on it all due to family commitments. But I feel, well, I'll say that Jurassic Coast is hard to walk. I didn't find it too bad. So there we are. So next couple of days, hit it. Bloody hit it. That's it. So yeah, so I'm all right in here. I've got the got electric hookup, obviously. Got the little 700 watt radiator there. I've actually got a heated throw on at the moment, and that is really good, really good. So hopefully with this tonight, I won't need to have that cocoon-like winter sleeping bag. So I don't mind sleeping bags, and that was a lifesaver last time I was here. But it sort of does restrict your movement somewhat. And I'm not a very good sleeper. I probably average out at 4 to 5 hours kip a night. If I get 6 hours kip, that is a really good night. Last time I had any decent kip was actually March 2014. I remember it well because I was on Lundy Island at the time. And there's something about that island that's got a good vibe for me. Probably vibe is the wrong word, but I feel very compatible with that place for some reason. And what would happen there is the electricity goes off at midnight. At least it did then. And it comes back on, I think about 9 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So it was all about routine. And it's a very good thing with Lundy Island is generally there's no mobile, I don't know what it's like now, but at the time there's no mobile phone signal. So I would check in every day with home, but I had to go to a specific place on the island where I could just about pick up enough to just quickly check email and call in back home. But back at the accommodation, nothing. All I had was the radio kit, which was absolutely great because the radio kit worked fantastic. So I'd have a nice chat with a few people on there. That was run by battery, I think it was. Can't remember. But come about 11:45 at night, you had to then make preparations for the night. So it was old-fashioned, hot water bottle, boil the kettle, fill the hot water bottle, put that in the bed ready, get in the bed before the electricity went off. Electricity went off, and I was sleeping 8 or 9 hours a night. I haven't slept like that for years prior to that and years since. So I do seem very compatible with that type of lifestyle, but unfortunately that lifestyle is not attainable in real life, so to speak. But there we are. So yeah, so I can get 4 or 5 hours in, but I do tend to toss and turn in the night. So in the sleeping bag, you end up getting sort of twisted round, and it's got like a hood thing. It's not a mummy sleeping bag, but it's got like a bit of a hood thing. And I end up with that the wrong way round, and it's like, and then you end up with all sorts of bad dreams and paranoia and all sorts of things because your face is covered up. So I don't particularly like sleeping in sleeping bags, and I tend to open them up like a duvet, but it's just too cold last time for that. So this time I've got the summer sleeping bag. I'll open it up like a duvet, get my bed set up, and I'll have the bed, and I got a nice felt blanket which stops a lot of the cold coming up through the floor. And then I'll have probably this heated throw, and then on top of that I'll have the sleeping bag, and I reckon I'll be absolutely fine. That'll be a good night's kit, good night's kit by my standards. So there we are. So yeah, so keep an eye out for the up and coming video from down south. Pretty good one, long but thrown together somewhat, but keep an eye out for that. I've been doing some video on this, taken on board that people do seem to like my simple cooking, and I will elaborate a little bit more on that. Tonight I have covered what I did for my tea, but a very claustrophobic setup, but so be it. I've got my slow cooker though, so what I'll do tomorrow, try and get up a decent hour, because it's getting dark. Another 10 days or so is going to be the shortest day of the year, but at the moment it's getting dark not long after 4. So I'm going to get got a slow cooker, get that made up. I think I'll either do a stew or a curry tomorrow. I've got a katsu curry, Japanese curry. I might do that, or I might do a stew, traditional stew, not a Japanese hot pot. I had that tonight. Leave that on while I'm up walking, and when I come back it's done. It's fantastic and it's hearty, it's great. So all ready to dish up. Lovely warming grub, and you're done for the night. So yeah, I can't sing the praises of the slow cooker enough. As long as you catch it right, it's very difficult. Some meats you think 5 hours and they've turned to either dried up or just turned to a stodge. I do find if you sear the meat first, that helps. Others, you think, yeah, 5 hours it'd be done. It's as tough as old boots, needed 7. So experience. So there we are. Anyway, dear. Oh, I should try to sit in one position. Good job, there's absolutely no one here. There's maybe one or two dotted around the site, but around here there's nobody at all. But I was thinking the other day, when I'm in here and I'm moving around because of age and work-related wear and tear and injury and pain, I start to wonder what it sounds like outside. People might think, oh, he's having a good time in there. But really, I'm not. It's pain. You know what I mean? It's sort of, if I was to turn around now, so I'll just get something out of the cleaning box, for example, I'd sort of turn around and go, oh. You know what I mean? A little bit exaggerated, but it's not far off. And you sort of sit back down. It must sound rather, outside, but it's not. It's pain. But there we are. Anyway, I've got a good setup here now. I'm going to cover this in the video proper. Got a really old tablet up there, which is showing the time at the moment, but that's got a weather app. There's still a few apps run on it. It's an old Samsung Tab 3 7-inch tablet. Fits sweet as there. Didn't bring my 10-inch tablet this time. But I thought I'll put that there and it can stay there. Somebody nicked it, and best of luck. That's got so it's got a nice clock app, weather on it as well, and also it's got my full ripped-in CD collection. It's rather a pathetic CD collection because I gave most of my CDs away. I wish I hadn't now, but needs must at the time. But that then is all on there, so I don't even have to be connected to the internet. But I connect my little Bluetooth speaker. It's a cracking little speaker, or I've got that retro radio thing that I was using here last time. Again, I can link to that with Bluetooth. Battery life on that is phenomenal. I can link to that with Bluetooth, and it doesn't even matter because the playlist is stored locally. Oh, excuse me. Play some tunes across to that speaker. So that's great. Nice bit of entertainment. That's exactly what I'm going to do now. So I got some really mellow tunes on there. It's just nice just to sit back and just listen to those. I tell you who usually ends up on there is an artist, a musician called Jack Johnson. I'd never heard of him, but my missus, we got her a Beamer, BMW 3 Series, old one, but it's good nick actually, nice 318i it was. I think it was it might have been 1998 reg or something. But she had that for about 5 years, this Beamer, and she bought this. Somebody must have recommended her Jack Johnson or something. She got this Jack Johnson CD, and she put it in the CD in the car, pretty much on day one that we got it, and it stayed in there for 5 years. It didn't. Just to switch the car and it started to autoplay, and it just goes. It's just, the guy is just a very. There's not one song. I've got 5 of his albums on there, and normally when you buy a CD or whatever they do these days, download it. There's always at least 1 or 2 you find really annoying. You're like, I really don't like that song, and you sort of reach in for the forward or whatever, skip. I bloody hate that song. Really, gets on my nerves. Or a few others, or there might be another one. There's like 1 or 2 you like, and the rest you think, and then you can't be bothered to make up a playlist out of all the set and all this type of rubbish. So Jack Johnson, there's nothing. I've got 5 of his albums on there now. I think it equates to 99 songs across 5 albums, and I can happily. The master folder is Jack Johnson, with subfolders of the 5 different albums. I can just hit play all on the master folder, and there's not one song. There's some I like more than others, but there's not one song that I'm reaching for the skip or the forward to the next track. Not one. They're all just nothing great about them. Certainly with me. So I just carry on. I'll start off the 99 songs. They'll be sort of played or paused all the time I'm here. So if I fancy a few tunes, resume, pause, and it'll just run through. It's about 5 hours and 18 minutes of Jack Johnson. I've also got a few others on there that I like these days. Just for mellow, I'm still into a little bit of dance music. I still like a bit of the old Prodigy and all that type of stuff. I've always liked 60s stuff. A few other things like that. But I've got Pentangle and I've got Fairport Convention on there as well. I like them. But even those, there's a couple of songs that I that song. Not like Jack Johnson. It's 1 or 2 things. But generally I like all that sort of stuff. Anything sort of more mellow these days. But sometimes if I've had a few drinks or I'm in a good mood, I still put a bit of the old Prodigy on or something like that, and all the rest of it. I'm quite surprised actually how little that dance music has changed since my sort of, I wouldn't say heyday, I was knocking on a bit even then. But I got well into a lot of dance music. Around about 98, 99. So 68, 78. I was about 30 then, but I was well into it. Well into it. It was a bit of a we call it a midlife crisis, but it was sort of a change of life then that I got more into that sort of thing. And surprised now even that they're still playing the same bloody tunes now. I don't think dance music's come on all that much as far as I'm aware. Still the youngsters are still into that, and good on them. Good. I say all these illegal raves, give them somewhere to go, innit? Hey, let them have some bloody fun. Open somewhere up for them all to go and say, right, there you go. Have a bloody good time, have a good rave. Nightclubs are one thing, but you've got to get a taxi into town. Just set up a venue for them. Some disused bloody warehouse somewhere. Make sure it's all safe and all the rest of it for them. And then just say, there you go, fill your boots, have a bloody good dance, you know. So there we are. That's the trouble. Everything's devoid of fun these days. Let people have some bloody fun. Anyway, so yeah, I got all that. And also, quick change of subject there. I'll do some live streams really, but I'm worried I'm going to say something outrageous and upset most of the planet. So yeah, what I'll do now, I've got my old tablet. I've got the CD list actually on that device, and my Chromebook. And what I've done, I've got at home what you call well, some DLNA it's called, server. So basically that dishes out songs over the network. So that sits on the server. It dishes out, if you so choose to connect to it, and get songs over the network. So I got that. So that's what I ripped all my CDs into. And then what I did then is I copied that onto a USB memory stick, thumb drive. And then I can either use a thing called an OTG cable. I've got a couple in my little IT box there. I think on an OTG cable that I can plug into these, either my phone, that phone or that tablet. And I can use, I don't know, VLC or some music player to play from the USB stick. But what I actually did was copy it onto each device. So I can stream, so-called, across Bluetooth to this speaker from 4 devices in this very vehicle. I can stream from that 7-inch tablet, that old phone, that Chromebook, and well, it's my other phone. Any of those I can stream. It's all the same one. And basically on the main server, that's where the CDs get ripped into. That's the master copy, so to speak. And then I can, if I add a CD or whatever, I'll just update the memory stick and then update the devices from that, or directly from the server, should I so wish. But yeah, so what I'm going to do tonight, I'll have that streaming Jack Johnson probably. And that's just, I don't know, I'll do what I want with that, and I should just fire that up for vlogs now and again, and video content for the other part of the video. But on the Chromebook, it's an out-of-date Chromebook, but it still plays YouTube all right. So what I like to do is, I'll turn the lights down a minute, I like to run these fireplace type videos on YouTube. That's about 10 or 12 hours of a fireplace. So I can just place that in the centre there, it fits lovely, and look at that, it's like having a little fireplace in the vehicle. As long as nobody can see it in from outside. I was thinking that the other day actually. Quite often try and get off to sleep. Bugger. If I fancy a kip on the sofa or whatever, I'll put that on the big main 50-inch TV. And I thought if somebody sort of looked through the window, it looked like there's a major blaze going on inside the flat. So anyway, that aside, that's cosy. And also it crackles away. It crackles like my knees actually. It's a bit of a nice sort of background crackle. And you can also get them on there it's sort of storm sounds, and I thought they could. Is it ASMR? I'm not too sure exactly, but I do find it soothing. Sort of the same way as people find the pitter patter of rain and the sound of the storm outside quite soothing. I don't need that here tonight because it's for real. But that fireplace, I like that. It's cosy. When I turn the lights down, bit of the old Jack Johnson or Fairport Convention or Pentangle onto a little speaker. One more rum after this. Life is good. Life is fantastic. So there we are on that positive note. So I'm trying to preach positivity these days because it's so negative out there. I'm all into now. Let's try and make a difference. Let's try and get rid of these old fogies that try and drag us down. These old bloody miserable swines that try and put a negative spin on everything. No way. Obviously there's going to be ups and downs, but all I'm thinking is I'm going to be up those hills tomorrow and I'm going to be happy. I'm happy here now. Let's ooze positivity. We are the generation, we're the ones left now that need to pass on hope to the youngsters, the next generation. Give them some hope. Give them some aspirations for their future and the future of this planet. So that's what I'm about now. Let's try and be positive. Let's try and somehow get a shot of all these old fogies that start all these bloody wars and cause all this trouble. Let's bloody get rid of them. And let's give the youngsters some bloody hope, shall we? Let's give them some hope for the future. So in my day, there was a lot of worry with wars, nuclear wars, East-West relations, Cold War. But there was some hope because we used to have stuff on the TV. And it was about the future. You used to watch Space 1999, UFO, things like that. And you think, oh, in years to come, all our problems will be gone because it's all going to be space, technology, fantastic. What have we got now? Just bloody miserable war and all the rest of it. So there we are. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my fireplace. I'm going to fire up the tunes and one more rum. And I'll call it a night. So I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, everyone.